We need to determine if your contract is an installment contract. A contract can become an installment contract for many reasons, including number 1, the deposit is more than 10%, or number 2, the deposit is stated to be non-refundable in all circumstances, or number 3, the buyer is given a rebate off the purchase price which makes the deposit more than 10% of the rebated purchase price, or number 4, the buyer is required to pay money to the seller other than the 10% deposit before receiving a transfer, and the amount payable under the contract exceeds market value for what is provided in exchange. For example, a rent-to-buy contract may require the payment of installments, which exceed the market rent that would otherwise be payable. The effect of the contract being an installment contract is, if you default in the payment of any installment or part of the purchase price other than the deposit, the seller cannot terminate the contract until 30 days after having served a notice giving you 30 days within which to make payment. If you choose to make payment within the 30-day period, including any default interest payable under the contract, then the seller cannot terminate the contract as a consequence of your initial non-payment. This means that where the default is in the payment of the balance purchase price, you can effectively obtain another 30 days in which to settle. The seller is prohibited from reselling or remortgaging the property before settlement, and the seller may be required to comply with the National Credit Code, including the requirements for pre-contractual disclosure, ongoing notices, and certain prerequisites to enforcement. Unless you instruct us to investigate the possibility that your contract is an installment contract, we will assume that this investigation will not be of any benefit to you and that you wish to settle the purchase on the settlement date. If, of course, your capability to settle on the settlement date changes at any time, you should let us know.